What's going on, guys? Alex here with 814EDC, and I have my review to do of the Microtech Cypher Katana to do for you guys today. So this is technically on loan from Kevin at RedWolfEDC, this was on loan to him by Kyle over at RedWolfEDC, and just an interesting knife, guys. I want to get my full thoughts and reviews out to you guys. If you guys saw the first video I did, which was, you guys are going to see this on Friday, yesterday's video, I had to move my locations for a little bit. It was weird because I was filming the first video I had to do, which is the Guardian Tactical Recon 035, and I was filming it, and just as I started getting done with it, we got like a thunderstorm, but it didn't rain. It started to rain a little bit, but then we just got like a lot of thunder, and it was too loud for me to, well, I could have filmed, but you guys would have heard thunder every other minute. So I had to wait like an hour in order to film. It finally passed, so I'm going to try to knock out these videos again, but I had to move to a different location because I packed everything up from the first location, which obviously is just on the side-by-side, but I drove to a different part of my property because before I was under like a tree canopy and it kind of got darker, so now I'm out in the open a little bit more. But like I said, this is the Microtech Cypher Katana, and it's just an interesting knife, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't carry this knife because of a couple reasons. One being it's more in my mind a collector's piece, a little too nice for me to use and cut and stuff like that, so I didn't use it at all. I tried to cut a piece of paper with it, but the blade's a little dull. I don't really know why that is. I don't know if it came dull or if it's just not, I don't know. But for materials, we have this really nice OD green with sort of like this bronze or tannish accents with the pocket clip, the actuator, and the body screws. It was made in 2018 in May, the number there. The typical Microtech actuator pattern there. The pocket clip seems to be milled titanium. Fun fact, this is the only Microtech that I think I've seen that does not have a glass breaker on top, which is awesome. I hate the glass breakers on top of the Microtechs. I don't know why they're on there. They're pretty stupid. You might be able to use like the tip of this for a glass breaker in a pinch, but it's not primarily what it's for. And then this is the blade shape. I don't know the blade steel on this. I don't think it says anywhere. But Microtech commonly uses LMAX, M390, or I think just those two. 20C. No, they make 20 CV. Primarily LMAX and M390 are the two that I've seen the most. So I don't know if this is that, but the blade is basically, this is a Cypher, a Microtech Cypher in the Katana function or form is because of this blade here. And fun fact, I didn't know of this until I watched Kevin, RedWolfEDC, or you guys know who Kevin is, his review video, and he talked about how this is called a hamon, and that is how, it's a Japanese term, and that is how they forge different steels together for like samurais and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of how it looks. I think it looks, I'm going to kind of piggyback off what Kevin said, looks a little not cartoonish, that's what I'm looking for, gas station-y kind of, I don't know, makes it look cheap in my mind. I'm just not a huge fan of the blade finish. The body of the knife I think looks good. It's a little big for my hands, but the body, with the OD green and sort of the bronze accents and stuff like that, I think it looks really good. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the blade shape. It is thin behind the edge, from what I could tell. It's a flat grind, just kind of a a drop point, as you guys could say, or almost like, it's not Warncliffey, but like it kind of gives off that appearance. Definitely a unique blade. Kind of has like a fuller that runs along here. So that's all for materials, I think. I don't believe I'm missing anything. Next is action. And the action on this is kind of stiff. This is a big Microtech. It's a big boy. And from what I've heard from people and from other reviewers, the bigger the Microtechs, the stiffer the spring and the actuator is on it, because the blade is obviously bigger and you have to get more force to fire it out of there. Like I said, it does have the sort of Microtech standard, you know, ramping on here, and it is, you know, I can do it, but it definitely, you have to give it some force. It's not the easiest to fire out of there, and if you do it for a while, your thumb will get torn up. You know, when I started doing it, stupid flies biting my foot. When I first got it and flipped it for a little bit, my thumb was kind of sore, and I haven't flipped it or, you know, fired it in a while, and, you know, my thumb's starting to get sore. It's getting red and stuff like that, and it leaves an imprint in your finger. So action is definitely, you know, definitely harder to use on here than my UTX 85 that I had, or much more harder than the, I have the Guardian Tactical in here in my bag. So much more forceful. I mean, these are night and day different. Starting to hurt my thumb, actually, because like I said, I didn't carry this. You know, this was just in to kind of check out, which I'm glad I'm checking it out, because I had never heard of this before. Kevin talked to me about it. See, action, you know, it fires hard. It definitely feels like a Microtech. It comes flying out of there, and it feels good that way. But from a finger standpoint and everything like that, it is really, really stiff. Not the easiest thing to actuate and to use. I'm just not a huge fan. Next up is Ergos, and Ergos are good. Like I said, it is a bigger knife, and it has a finger cut out here, and it's just very, very, I'm getting eaten alive by these stinking flies, guys. I don't know what's up with that, but off topic as usual, sorry guys. But there's a finger cut out here, and then it's just very neutral, very straight back. You know, the pocket clip is very minimal and doesn't sit very proud of the scale, so it doesn't cause a hot spot at all. And it's good. It's very comfortable. You know, the aluminum's very well done. It's Microtech aluminum. Very, you know, nice and easy to touch. The corners are all rounded off very nicely. Just very comfortable until you have to open it a couple times and your thumb's screaming for help, saying, no, don't do that anymore. Like, I'm sure there's harder ones to do, but this is hard, guys. But from a hand Ergos standpoint, it's comfortable. I can get all four on there very, very easily, even in this, you know, choked up, if I have to choke up and want to use like the top here for something. Just very, very comfortable. So I do give them props for that. And I know the Cypher model is a very popular model for Microtech as one of their bigger OTFs. I know a lot of people, you know, like it and stuff like that, and I can see why. It's really, really comfortable. Next up is carry. I'm going to be honest, carry sucks on this. Even though I didn't carry it out and about, I did try to put it in my pocket, you know, around the house a few times, and there's not much, you know, leeway to go in there, and the clip is just really, really tight. Like, I can barely get that up over it. It's not good. I don't like that aspect of it. So, you know, carry is not good. Now, this is a big knife, like I've said. I wouldn't particularly want to carry this big or have a knife this, you know, huge in the collection. I don't really see the need for that. So I feel like if you were carrying this, if you could, you know, happen to get it in your pocket by any chance, you would definitely know it's there. It has a little bit of a heft to it, but it's not terribly heavy. But just with how big it is and stuff like that, I feel like you would definitely feel something like this in your pocket. And if you happen to reach your hand down in there, this, you know, the ramping, jimping on here, you could definitely, you know, catch your hand on it. If you caught it the right way, it could rip skin a little bit. So carry is, in my opinion, not a good aspect of this knife. Between the, you know, I think the pocket clip looks good. I mean, it's bronzed, and I think it's very aesthetically appealing on the knife itself. But from a carry standpoint and a practicality standpoint, I don't like it. You can't fit your pants under there. It's just super, super tight for no reason, really. And it just being a big, you know, bodied blade and big bodied OTF, not the best combination. So carry is kind of a thumbs down in my opinion. Now I want to wrap up with price point and is it worth it to me? I believe these go for like 500. I would have expected them to go for more, and they might on the secondary. I don't know if 500 is what they went for originally. Like I said, I don't know much about the Cypher besides it being, I know that it's a popular model, but I had never heard of the Cypher Katana before Kevin told me about it. But I remember from his video, he talked about roughly $500. And honestly, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. I like parts of it and stuff like that, but I could think of a lot of different ways to spend $450 or $500 on a knife. I would not buy this. This would probably not be my first choice for an OTF. So I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of it, guys. I'm really glad to have checked it out, and I get that it's a cool piece for some people. If this was like given to me, it'd be cool to have in the collection, but I would 10 times probably out of 10, I would spend $500 on other knives or, other multiple knives and stuff like that. Just, I don't know. It just, it didn't really, sing to me like some other knives do. And that's okay. Everyone doesn't have to love every knife they have on them and stuff like that or have into review. And like I said, this isn't me hating on it. It's not me, saying it's a crappy knife, because it's not. It's just not personally a knife that I like or enjoy. Do I think it's worth it? To some people, maybe yes, because you are getting Microtech quality. You're getting, I don't know, I think a good blade steel. You're getting, it is really well made. The fit and finish is nice. Some Microtechs, the thing rattles. This doesn't really too much. There's a little bit of blade play, but that's obviously expected with an OTF. So would I recommend it? Not necessarily, unless you're, maybe a collector of Microtechs, or just really have a thing for like Japanese history, or both. Sorry, I got distracted. I don't know what, I just heard popping noises across, in the woods. I don't know what's going on, but kind of a squirrel moment. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't spend $500 on it. But at the end of the day, I'm thankful and glad that I got to check it out. And I have to thank Kyle for loaning it to Kevin, and then Kyle for loaning it to Kevin, and then Kevin for loaning it to me. I appreciate you guys both. I will leave links. I didn't say this last video, stupid me. But I'll leave links to Kevin and Kyle's channel in the description down below. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this, guys. This was a full review of the Microtech UTX. I almost said Microtech UTX 85. The Microtech Cypher Katana Edition. Definitely a cool piece, but definitely not for me. So thank you guys so much for stopping back in and for checking out the channel and for watching this video. Leave a comment down below if you guys have just a normal Cypher, what your opinions are with it, and so on and so forth. You guys know I love hearing what you have to say. It's one of my favorite parts of having a YouTube channel, is just communicating and getting to know you guys. I love it. So thank you guys again for stopping back in and for supporting me. And I hope you guys have a fantastic Friday, which I'm hoping this goes live. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.